Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry it's been a while, been pretty busy. So let me just give you a quick update on the 1983 GTI that we are putting together. Just real quick, we put in BC coilovers on the front. So if you guys are looking for coilovers for your ride, go to BC Racing. They make the coilovers. I got 6Ks in the front because I got a VR6 2.8 24 valve in here, so I want to hold the weight. I'm gonna make sure that this car is not low. I want to make sure that it rides at a nice height, due to the point that my rims stick out a little bit because I have Willwoods. I have Willwood rotors in here and bigger brakes, so if I go with a smaller spacer, it's gonna rub there. So that's why I did that. I still gotta make sure that I get the fender flares installed correctly, the front ones and the back ones. We did everything on this car. I mean, I went through it all. Like I said, I am running power steering. A lot of guys don't run power steering, as you can see there. I got a different oil catch can, which is the low profile one. So that's another one of my main concerns, just to make sure that when the height is up, that it's not gonna bottom out, or if I hit one of those pothole things. I wanna make sure it doesn't hit that. We're also running air conditioning. A lot of you guys asked, how did I get AC? As you can see, I cut the firewall here, the radiator support, to make the AC condenser fit, which is right there. And then once I cleared it, I took a piece of plate and I re-welded it there. I have a 21x11 AC condenser. So that's what fits in here. I got an S&P radiator in here. We had to push it because it's really tight here. So a lot of guys run like 16 valve radiators and stuff. So that's what we're running here. I'm not gonna have anything here. So I ran all brand new braided fuel lines. So that's what you're gonna see here, that ground strap there. And then you're gonna see the AC dryer vent there, and then the AC lines. That's all you're gonna see there. The wires all gonna get cleaned up. On this side, I temporarily have the stock hoses in, but those are going out. We're gonna be putting silicone hoses in, and that bottle's coming out. I have an aluminum one going in. So that's how we fill the radiator, since we don't have a top feed. So I'm gonna be putting an aluminum one in there. I got one, and then something was wrong with it, so I sent it back, waiting for another one. We're gonna be replacing the original brake booster and the caliper. I'm gonna get one, the brake master cylinder. I'm gonna be getting one from a cabriolet and put that one in here. We also have the hydraulic, that's the hydraulic clutch line for the hydraulic clutch, and then the reservoir right here, which I got to make a bracket to hold that up, because you want this to be gravity fed to the pump that's inside. And then these fittings are coming out. I got black ones, okay? And then what we're putting here is going to be the Mk1 OEM box, so that I can hide all this stuff so that you don't see down there. We got a brand new starter in here, S&P motor mounts. No motor mount in the front, but we do have the cross support beam from S&P, so that's already in right here. That goes in where the front bumper is. And to make that fit with the AC, I did have to shave a little bit off of it, but it's still pretty strong. So that's what we're gonna have there. I'm definitely gonna get a whole new pan put in here to cover up that whole section, since Volkswagen only makes this little small one. We got the heater box in. I got to run the lines for that. But we did start the engine. The engine does start. I got a 5-speed in here, transmission in here, no front motor mount. Then the rear motor mount that S&P makes is not even a motor mount. It goes to the tranny and then locks in. So the only thing that this motor has that actually has a vibration is going to be the left and the right, which is weird. So that's how that is. There's still a couple little things to button up, but the car does run. We are working on the stock OEM, not the OEM, but the OEM harness from a cabrio, to make sure all my signal lights work, my headlights work, my high beams work on this. So we're working on that. We've been testing everything from the brake lights. We got making sure those work. My guy was here the other day. All the ignition stuff works. The heater box, we were checking to make sure that fits correctly. We're going to be changing out the evaporator, which I have somewhere in here on the heater box. We're putting that brand new. Then we're going to turn that on and make sure that it's actually blowing, so that we could connect all the lines. I have gauges in here. So I have a volt gauge in here that I had to buy separate because Innovate doesn't make a volt gauge. And they do, but then it's integrated with something else. So the center one is going to be my oil pressure, and then my second one is going to be my fuel pressure. So since this car is not turbo, I'm going to be monitoring the oil pressure and then the fuel pressure. And then the reason I'm doing that, the fuel pressure, is because I have braided lines here, and I have you know, a bigger fuel pump in here, and then my fuel filter. So I want to just, if I lose pressure because maybe one of the lines bust or whatever from the compressed fittings, I want to make sure that I'm actually seeing it, so I see what's wrong there. So that's why I changed those out. And then the voltage, because my battery is going to be back here. We also put a new gas tank in here, which is hard to see. Let me see if I can get underneath the tank and show you, but you can see that. That's a new gas tank. And we did run a new wire for the gas. So for the fuel pump, we have a brand new relay for that. This way the wires don't get overheat. So we replaced that. And right where the little hole is right here, I am going to be putting in the battery tender. So I have a battery tender coming out of here, and I'm gonna have the plug right here because I don't have door locks. So I have actuators on this car. So these are Audi door handle, guys. And I actually have actuators right here that pop the door locks. So in case my battery dies, I want to be able to, you know, unlock the car through my battery tender, due to the point that the battery is going to be hidden back here, and then the sub amp is where, you know, the audio equipment is back there, and then I have a whole cover for that, which is right here. Okay, this is already done. So all the wiring, all the carpet's brand new. The seats I got to get reupholsterized. So a lot of guys will tell me, oh, not to do the centerpiece, leave them alone. I'm actually changing them because I got red seat belts right here, and I'm actually going to go with that look. That's going to be the upholstery for the center of the seats. And then when I get the rear seats done, they're going to be the same with this type of leather, and then they'll have the same inserts. I also have the parts that go here for the speaker. So I got a speaker going here, a speaker going here, and then I also have the cover for that. That'll all match the interior. And then when you open up the trunk, all you're gonna see is a sub box. I got an 8-inch sub by Scar. That's all. That's the only thing you're gonna see, because the battery and that's gonna be hidden underneath the panel. I'm gonna be putting a stress bar that goes from here to here to support the back. I got an X brace for the front, and then I have the upper stress bar, which I'm putting in this car to straighten out the body. I'm not putting any speakers on the side panel because I like how it looks clean with nothing there. So I'm only gonna do the front doors, and then these two back ones right up here, and then my sub. And if it doesn't sound good, then I'm probably gonna do some 6x9s next to the sub, so that'll push it up here. Or maybe I'll put something on the top panel. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I'll have 4 speakers up here. I'm running kickers. Maybe not the biggest thing for you guys to do, but they're 3 ways, and I don't really care about sound so much, but I got a little sub, kicker speakers, and to me that's gonna be fine because I'm not out trying to, you know, blast music everywhere. So I mean, we got an audio wire here. I got to clean all that up. Like I said, we're just testing out the wiring, making sure that hot mess over there gets cleaned up, you know, which is a lot of work as we're trying to get through all of that. And excuse the noise in the background. That's my entourage, which they always follow me, which is the landscapers. We got, again, BC coilovers in the back. They're kind of hard to see, but they're back there. And we need to do. I will be looking for stock rims. Right now, I'm just going to run these for right now, but eventually I'm going to get stock rims. I'm going to be replacing the taillights because these cheap ones that we got online, they don't look good. So I'm going to try to find some. I got some OEM ones there, so I'm going to send those out to get repaired, get polished and repaired, and then put those babies back in. I'm going to make the door cards for these 2 corners here. We're going to be putting in the windows. I got to do the headliner, which is going to be a bitch, but we're going to be running poles, you know, against that, and then we got to get the sunroof 100% adjusted. I got to find the clips for these, or I'm going to be changing these, but I have them. I have all new rubbers, so all new rubbers going in the car. We also changed this back cover, which you probably saw before. I think that's from Mk1. Not 100% sure because it's been a while. The dashboard, we went ahead and took the dashboard. When we took the dashboard art, we cleaned it, and when we sprayed it black again with dashboard, interior dashboard paint, that came out clean. I have that stored somewhere else. If you guys ever take these cars apart, you want to make sure you actually change that ignition switch in there. They sell that at AutoZone Advanced Auto. Change that out because that ignition switch actually works, sends power to all this other stuff, and then if something goes bad on it, something ain't gonna work. So that's usually, if you have it taken apart like this, just go ahead and replace that. What what else we got going on here? So right now we're just, you know, even though it looks like a hot mess, the next week I should have all the wire cleaned up, and we should be able to start putting the interior all in and getting these door cards in, which I got to put the same material on the door cards and then get the headliner done and then cover up the whole back. This way it all matches. And then we'll start putting in these windows. And then I got to bring the car in to get the front windshield done. And I'm not going to have time to actually get the car resprayed. There's some scratches on the car and some bad like imperfection on the paint. Like right here, there's some bubbles. So there's things like that bug me that I'm going to get sanded and I'm going to get them resprayed. I'm just trying to get the car ready for Euro trip, and so I'm hoping I'm making it there February 3rd, which is out here in Fort Myers, Florida at JetBlue Park. It's a big Volkswagen show. So I'm trying to make it there. I do have a whole new manifold cover, if that's what this is called, that we repainted, and that's sitting up on a shelf up there. So right now we're just mocking it with this, and you know, hopefully get this whole engine bay cleaned up. I'm going to clay bar as much as I can in here so that it's all clean, and then make sure that this whole thing is working and running. So I mean, everything from the control arms are brand new on here. The bushings are brand new. The motor mounts are brand new. The exhaust is from Tectonics. That's all brand new. BC coilover suspension, that's brand new from BC Racing. I did the rear disc conversion on here, which I got the calipers are yellow right now because I got those were on the car from the previous owner. He put those on, so I got to pull those off, paint those, put new rotors, put new brake pads on that. You know, it might look like a lot, but honestly, if I had more time, I'll get it done. But I'm for sure should be able to make it to Euro tripping in this car. So I'm trying to get it all back together so I could go ahead and insure it, because the insurance company wants pictures of it, and I can't send them pictures like this. So that's where we're at on the car. Maybe at the end of this video, so you can see here, I gotta just still kind of mess with this. I don't know, this came off the other day, but we didn't have it 100% on here yet. But you can see like scratches here that are gonna bug me, so I'm just gonna touch those up. And then there's like a bubble on the door paint right there, which I'm just gonna leave it there right now until I get to Euro trip. And once Euro tripping's done, there's a scratch here, I'm gonna touch that up. Once Euro tripping is done, then I'm gonna bring it into the paint shop and have them go ahead and sand all those imperfection spots and go ahead and respray it, clay bar the whole car, polish, you know, sand it down. And I want to throw a whole nother clear coat on this to protect it. At that point, I'll take the bumpers off, the lights off, and the fender flares back off and let them paint it. I mean, we're almost there. I'll post a picture, I'll post a video when we first started it. We haven't driven the car yet because we still got a lot to go. And I believe I still need to add fluid to the transmission. So we did refresh this motor. This got new timing chains, new tensioner, new water pump, and new spark plugs. It's got TDC Shop harness, so that came from TDC Shop. The ECUs from United, from David over at TDC Shops. S&P's motor mounts, S&P's radiator, Tectonics down full exhaust system, Wilwood front brakes, and calipers, rear disc conversion, brand new control arms, brand new bushings on the control arms, Eurowise stress bar I'm going to put here, Eurowise X brace on the bottom, which I got to modify because this has a transmission. So you got to take you got to cut, it's right here, I got to cut that piece off that hits the front, and then actually I got to bend it and bring it back. First start on the VR6. Look at that puppy raw. This is our first start. Doing a quick, got some hoses in here just to run some water through it real quick. She's running. It's a mess inside, but she's running. She sounds like a beast though. Sorry guys. Wow. So it's like the next following week after the other videos in the beginning. We're just going through everything, but this is the first start of the VR6 2.8 24 valve. We still got more stuff to hook up. We're gonna change out all these hoses, silicone hoses. She sounds like a beast. Then we're gonna go ahead and clean all this up. So we just needed to get the first start. Now we'll start building all of this, and hopefully by next week you'll see more progress on the car. We're trying to have this car on Euro Trip in this February 3rd. It is December 12th today, so we're hoping on trying to get this car ready and have it over there. So I'll be right back.